The broadcast is live.
Okay, we're live now.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, good evening.
Happy
Hi.
Saturday.
I was just about to say that.
Me too. We was all about
Happy Saturday, everyone.
I was just about to say that. So let's give, it takes a little bit of time for, it to generate and come up.
Yep, because it just showed up. It literally just showed up.
Right.
It wasn't even up yet. Still loading. All right.
And my phone is always behind the messages.
No, well, I see your message just popped up on the chat just now.
Yeah, I put happy Saturday.
Can all of you see the chat?
Look at your membership popping up on my screen.
Yeah, I can see.
Hey.
Yes, ma'am. I can see.
Okay, good. Let's see. And everybody can see the chat, right?
Yes.
I can see the chat.
Hello, coming in the chat. You guys are entering in the live.
Yes, welcome everybody. Don't forget to like our live and share us out
into the atmosphere.
Right. So more people can see what we have going on over here. Mm-hmm. And guys, this is what our fourth, I'm calling them episodes, okay?
Me too.
It's definitely the fourth.
This is what our fourth episode.
It's the
Saturday,
fourth.
Tuesday, yep, the fourth one.
Yeah.
This is the fourth.
Out the live as well. So if y'all see me looking away, I'm just typing.
Yeah, I'm looking away too. That's what my thing is at too.
That's fine. Give everybody a few moments to jump on. Let me see. I'm grabbing my laptop. I should have been grabbing my laptop, but better late than never.
Right.
Do you have your laptop beside you?
Yeah, I have it right here. I'm just turning it off. I'm just turning it on.
So let's start talking about astrology.
Yes, guys. So tonight, as you guys know, we go live on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and we take turns going live on each other's channel rather. So that way, we can have different discussions and reach different, viewers. And tonight's discussion is going to be about astrology and manifestation. And I know Jay Red and I are big into manifesting and astrology and aligning our chakras and all that good stuff. We know a lot. Hey, Mo. We know a lot of people are not necessarily into it. I just want to give a little disclaimer. We are not trying to persuade anyone to view it the way that we view it. This is an open panel, so everyone is, of course, allowed to give their thoughts and views and opinions on it. And, we're not trying to persuade anybody to say, oh, this is the right way or, whatever. Right, guys?
Right. Exactly.
Right. Absolutely. For me, I use astrology a lot when I'm, for me, dating. Every time I'm getting to know somebody, the first thing I ask, what's your sign?
What's your sign? Right. What's your sign? Because you a Pisces, we can't rock together. Like, no, this relationship isn't gonna work. So yeah.
That's funny you say that, Trina, because Pisces and Sagittarius are not compatible.
Exactly.
They're not. They're not compatible according to astrology.
Wait a minute, repeat that again. Who's not compatible?
A Pisces and a Sagittarius.
Right. And we're both Sagittarius. Yeah.
So according to astrology, we're not compatible. I don't know things off the top of my head. I Google a lot of astrology, but especially when it comes to relationships and stuff, I always look into the other person's sign to see what type of traits they may have, personality traits.
Right.
And they actually the more and more you look it up and stuff, you be like, dang, these people really
you start pointing stuff out. You be like, oh, they do be doing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask a question. What sign is y'all attracted to?
And that's funny
Well,
because I'm
I
always
don't know.
attracted to the sign that's not compatible with me.
Of course you would be though. Of course,
I
I had
know,
one
you know me.
experience with one Pisces, and I learned my lesson. Never again. Okay, I be heck, skeptical of friendships with Pisces because sometimes they be a
So
mess.
you know, my ex-boyfriend, who I'm still trying to get over, he's a Pisces, and I wanted it to work
Mm.
so bad. I wanted it to
Mm.
work, but
Now,
astrology God said it. Well, not gods, but the astrology spirit said y'all not compatible, baby. It ain't finna work out, and
but
it did.
right, but you gonna make it compatible. We gonna make it
You
work.
know what I'm
And you know what's
saying? I'm
crazy?
so hard headed. I'm like, make it work.
Lawrence and I are both Sagittarius, but we're like opposite Sagittarius. Like I'm
Oh,
like when you look up like the sign, like the definition of Sagittarius, I'm like all of that. He's like a more calmer, discreet version of a
Right, because
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius is a fire sign. We're usually like, pow, right at you. Like, we just
Right.
outgoing, burst of
girl, that's Mo.
personality. Burst of
Girl, that's
personality.
Mo said I'm a Pisces. I mean, I'm a Gemini.
Oh no, no,
And
no,
I'm
she's a
hated by
Gemini.
default. She's a
Gemini.
Gemini.
But
She says
here's the
I'm hated
thing,
by
I get
default. And
along well with female Pisces.
who you?
I do. I have
Oh,
like my
okay.
cousins, like old best friends of mine was growing up. Like I get along with female Pisces, but dating a male Pisces, and then the men
It's
and
a
the women
lot.
do have different characteristics too.
Yeah. And
They
that's what I
do.
was gonna
Good
say.
Pisces. I
Yeah,
get
that's
along.
how like what I was gonna say, like how Lawrence and I are the same sign, but we're opposite, and it kind
Mm-hmm.
of balances out. It kind of works, itself out. But I pay attention to I do that. Like even with like my kids, each of them are different signs or whatnot, and they do have a lot of the traits and characteristics of their sign. So
I'm a Cancer.
Mo says she's a Gemini and hated by default and loved once known. But
Yeah.
you know what? Geminis have a good heart.
They do. Geminis are hated by default because people automatically feel like Geminis are two-faced. That's the
Right.
first.
In a way,
That's
they
the
are.
first
You don't
thing.
know what you're
Look,
going to get.
Rashonda like, but they is.
You don't know what you're going to get with a Gemini. My sister's a Gemini. She one way 1 minute, the next minute she's totally different. But they
Yeah.
got good hearts, though.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Like one of my sisters is a Taurus, and oh my gosh, she's a lot.
So one of my
Like,
best friends that I grew up with, we're still good friends. She's a Taurus, and she's so like not secretive, but like discreet. Like nobody knows her business. Like nobody knows if she's single or in a relationship. Like but she knows everybody's business, but nobody knows
right.
her business.
Yeah.
That's how she is. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
my son, he's a Taurus. Got a good heart, but stubborn.
Mm,
Stubborn,
yeah.
Mhm.
but great heart. But I'm a Cancer. I'm attracted to Aries and Virgos.
Oh, okay. So you're a Cancer. They call Cancers the crybabies of the astrology. they
No, we're not.
Um,
do.
We're
They
not.
do. I
I'm
don't know
definitely not a
why though.
crybaby, but I'm
No, they
definitely not a
honestly
crybaby.
they
I must be one
call
of the exceptional ones. We love hard, but if you cross us, that's it.
right. So my sister's a
right.
Cancer. My auntie Nicole is a Cancer. My friend Gino, who's in prison's a Cancer, and they got the best heart. Like they're just so giving, loving.
Right.
They
That's what I was gonna
are,
say. Very giving, right? And they look out for
and they
everybody,
look
but
out.
also
I
to,
can call
yeah,
on all my Cancer people, and they gonna have my back.
Mhm.
Like my Cancer people, I can look for like those are the people I know I can go to, and they gonna have me. Like
Yeah.
right.
I love Cancers. I love
Thank
Cancers.
you. We're
I
lovable.
do. I do. I love Cancers. Like they are always gonna be the solid one that you can go to for anything. Yep.
Right. And there's some people that are completely opposite from what their zodiac sign is.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that don't like you look up what the sign is and what it means, and then you meet them and you're like, you are not like a such and such or whatever.
Yeah.
You're just not. So I guess it just really depends on the person. But I think when you're somebody that is into astrology and reading certain signs and stuff like that, I think somebody told me Oh, the only reason why you act like a Sagittarius is because you've embedded that in your mind that this is how I'm supposed to act because of my astrological sign.
But
And I'm like,
that's
well, I
not
don't think
true.
so.
Because
You
we
know?
were like this before we even started researching into what our sign was.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying? We were already like it. Like for me, I was already the way I was before I even knew about Sagittarius. When I
Right.
started
Hi, Mama
researching
Joan. Oh,
about
your mom just
Sagittarius,
jumped on.
that's when I was like, okay, I really am like this.
So Jay, why do they call us the crybaby? The crybaby because we emotional.
They say
We're very
Cancers are the
emotional.
most emotional sign of the astrologies.
That's true.
Oh,
They say that.
wow. Okay.
Emotional. It's the emotional side to you guys. And that's true. Like my auntie Nicole, when Luca left and was here with me, like she wouldn't come out of bed. She wouldn't do nothing. She was just so sad. She was calling us like so sad because we were 4 hours away from her. Just so emotional. We a phone call away. You don't gotta be sad. She's like,
Listen, it ain't the same. It's not the same.
So yeah,
I just want to
it's
say
the
hi to
emotional
everybody
side.
coming in on the chat. Hi, Mama Joan. Hi, Desi.
Oh dang. I didn't even see
Hi,
everyone
Mama
here.
Joan. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody just coming in. Don't forget to like the live and share us out, guys. We're talking about astrology and manifestation tonight. That's what our topic is tonight.
So,
And Mama
hey,
Joan says she's a
Mom.
Leo.
Oh, I
Yes,
love
my
Leo.
mom is a Leo.
I love
Right.
Leo.
My son
mom
is
a Leo.
my oldest son is a Leo. And when I tell y'all we bump heads, like Leos are very, very strong.
Very.
You cannot if once they have their mind set on something, that's it.
That's
And
it.
like with Jeremiah, like when something doesn't go his way, oh, he just got an attitude. He just mad. And I'm like, why are you like that? I don't want to talk to you right now. I don't want to
Listen,
and Leos help everybody.
they do.
Leos
Yeah.
help
But
everybody.
the Leos are exactly what they are. They're the king. They're the head. They're the master. They're the top dog. Like I'm
Right.
surrounded by Leos in my family. My mother, my Luca, my godson Luca, my goddaughter Amber, Taraya, and Kimmy, both my nieces. I dated a controlling ass ex-boyfriend, Leo. Like I've just been surrounded by Leos. I worked with a man, Richard, who was a Leo, and he was so like, oh my God, my mom can tell y'all in the comments. He was like the best example of a Leo. Like I swear to you, like he just the top dog. Oh. But I love Leos. I get along with Leos. They surrounded by me. Me.
I think I guess I get along with Leos. I mean, I live with one.
You're not too sure whether you get along with them.
I have no choice but to get along with them. Yeah, and they're very, and you know what too? They're very not sensitive, but when you hurt them, it hurts bad. Like they're like that too. But they're good. Leos are good people.
My mom's like, I'm good until someone pisses me off.
Exactly.
Monique
and once they're mad at you, they're mad.
And Monique's a Taurus. I love Taurus. I don't have no issues with Taurus.
They just stubborn though.
They just very like they're not gonna put their business out there. They keep themselves shielded. They're not putting themselves out there.
And you know, most Taurus, and most Taurus aren't really not necessarily social, but they're not overly social. Now, one of my sisters is a Taurus, and she can meet you today, and tomorrow you're her best friend. I'm like, everybody is her friend. Like it don't matter who it is. Everybody is her friend.
That's how my son is. And I try to tell him that's not always good.
That's right. I be like, sometimes you can't meet you today and not like if she knows, like let's say she meets you and you need a place to stay, she's gonna bring you home with her. And you're like, why? Like at one point my sister had like 15 people staying in a 2-bedroom apartment because she was trying to help everybody out. And we were like, you can't, like, like they have really good hearts, they're really caring, but once you cross them, that's it. That's it.
So how do they determine how each zodiac sign reacts, like our personalities and stuff like this? How is that determined?
I guess it's determined by because the astrology zodiac signs are broken into fire signs, water signs,
Right.
and earth.
I know
Yeah,
I'm
I
a
think
water
that's the
sign.
third
I think
one.
it's earth,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I guess that what determines your personality. Like with Sagittarius, we're fire signs, so we're like very, and then Cancer
Or like
is
out
water
there where,
sign. So
yeah.
water is
A
kind of
water
like
sign
a
is more
resemblance
cooler.
of the emotional side and stuff like that. So it's based off of that category that you're in: water, fire, or earth, which
Right.
determines your
And
personality.
right. And then also, like the Chinese has their own determinations, like depending on the year that you were born. And that can give you different, traits or how you are or the way you react to certain situations or even how certain things are going to play out for you, So I think there's a lot that goes into it to like really determine like how do they, know like, okay, well, this is how this sign's going to act. This is how that sign's going to act. But yeah, like, J. Red was saying, they're basically based off of the elements.
Okay.
The elements.
Yeah, so it's basically
By
based
me
off
being
of
a
that.
fire sign, I always thought it was weird that I love the water so much. I love the water so much, but it's like, I don't know, maybe I need that water to put me out sometimes because maybe I am too much of a firecracker. She's like, I hate that water. I
hate the water. Like, people are like, how do you live in Miami? You don't go to the beach. I'm like, why would I go to the beach? Like, I don't go to the beach. That
is strange, though, Trina.
I haven't been to the beach in like 10 years. I do not go to the beach. And the thought, and I literally live maybe 10 minutes from the beach. Like, I don't live far. Like, South Beach is literally all over the bridge from where I live at. And I don't go.
I have a question for you and Katrina. What are water signs most attracted to, though? Because I know I'm a water sign.
So I'm actually like, I have a website pulled up, and I can look it up for you.
I'm sorry, I was getting a message on Facebook Messenger. Hi, Cassandra. Hi, everybody just coming in.
So
we're talking about astrology.
Water signs are often compatible with earth signs.
And the earth signs are?
Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn.
Wow.
And it says water naturally nourishes the earth. So that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. Not only that, it says water signs are sensitive and compassionate, which we talked about. Yep. Which is a great match for a strong-willed sign like an earth sign. Because you need balance.
Okay. Right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why I love researching it, because it could be something we're talking about and we're not sure. And then we can go look at it and it'll reassure us.
Exactly. But basically, like what we were saying is what it was. Yeah. And, it's a balance. And I think that's how they determine like what signs, like she said, are compatible with each other. Like 2 fire signs normally don't make it,
Right.
Because they're reacting to certain things and stuff.
Mama Jones said she don't like water either.
Yeah, I don't do the water. I like the hot tub. I love a hot tub now. I'll go in a hot tub and I'll dabble in the pool. I'm just not a water person. I can swim and everything. I'm just not. Now my kids love the pool. Love me. I'm like, I don't want to go to no pool.
Okay, so we're gonna do fire signs next. I want to see.
And so, Katrina, while everybody's in live, you can discuss with them what the topic is for the night again.
Oh, yeah. So tonight we're discussing astrology and manifestation. Now, we're not pulling out no tarot cards or nothing like that on y'all. We're just discussing. I mean, unless anybody wants me to do that. But we're just discussing.
Look, I got a deck.
Listen, I have, oh my God, I have so many.
I don't know how to use them. I don't really look at them. One time I played with them.
Really?
But I don't know what to do with them.
I'm up for the discussion.
Are you
out on me?
No, I won't. But I'm pretty good at reading tarot, though. I'm pretty good at it. I've been doing it for a while.
So Trina, our signs are saying we do get along good with other fire signs and air signs. So
That,
air
you know
signs
what,
would
and the
be
fire and air does kind of make sense to kind of be compatible with each other because, you know, air ignites fire.
and air signs are the Gemini, Libras, and Aquarius.
Yeah. And you know what? Now that I think about it, MJ's an Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
And out of all of my daughters, me and her are the closest.
Y'all get along the best. You're out.
We get
Okay.
along so good, and she's an Aquarius.
See, the
Hi,
reason why
Tam Tam. I see Tam Tam came in. Thank you for joining us.
Hi,
welcome,
Tam
Tam.
Tam. Let me look. My mom said, okay, you told me my mom said that already. And then Mo says I have these cards, read one at a time. I was so scared, but she was so accurate.
I don't do the I don't do the cards because my girlfriend, she went to go get her stuff read, and everything they said was the truth. She came running out. Scared me to death. Yes.
And you
So
know
that's
what,
where
Rashonda? I respect that. Some people just really don't fool with it. And then, you know, when we're like, for me, it's hard because I do believe in God and I do believe I'm a Christian and things like that. But I do tap into my spiritual side as well. Because
Right.
I do get my reading done and stuff. But like, I respect people that just don't want to be messed up with it. I don't want to feel like I'm
Exactly.
confused. Like, I don't want to when you say, oh, well, she confused. She don't know if she religious or spiritual. I'm more like a free spirit. I want to learn everybody's religion. I like to learn about everybody's, you know what everybody got going on.
Right.
But I know deep down in my heart, I believe in God and I pray to God and I talk to God.
And, you know, and I think that's fine. You know, like for me, like with Lawrence, I don't know if you guys know, but like my husband was raised like church. Like dad was a pastor, grandparents, pastors, started churches, all sorts of stuff. So for him, when we got together and he realized that I was kind of into that, he was like, don't be coming over here with that mess. Like, don't be summoning the devil over here, you know. And then over time, like I never pressured him to feel like, oh, this is what you have to do. This is what I do for me and how I am. I've always been like, I grew up going to church, but I've always been more spiritual than anything else. Hi, Pilot Pete. Thank you for the super chat.
My mama talking about I'm just plain nosy.
I'm scared. I ain't even gonna lie. I am scared, honey. When I seen my girl at that place, go get her tarot card reading, I started running behind her. That's
oh Lord.
So I have a friend of mine who I went to high school with. She's the only person I let do my readings. And like I was getting them monthly. And it was like every month when she would do my reading was showing progression. Like everything that she was saying was going, like spirits bringing this to me, this. It was happening. Like she was talking before I even moved here to Tallahassee. She's like, I see a big move for you. I see, like she was seeing all this stuff happening, and it started actually happening. And I don't know, I just love it. I use it for like a motivation, kind of. Yeah, I use it for like a motivation.
I'm scared. I don't mind listening to other people do whatever they do, but for me,
Mo said, if I'm not mistaken, it was an energy one, and it was a person, and she just told me what I was feeling and going through, and she told me I needed to focus on me. But I don't think I would ever go into full details of a reading. I was just intrigued. Right.
Okay.
Sometimes, you know, when you do have a reading, it's kind of meant to be personal between the person who's doing it and you and spirit.
Right.
It's supposed to be between y'all. But the girl who does my reading, she does do it like on a live stream.
Okay.
She does. My mom even got her reading done. And look, she was just said in the comments, talking about my daddy. I told my mama, you better run, girl. You better run.
And you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. When the person who gave me this topic was Jeremiah. And when he first said it, I was like, I don't know, because I know how some people feel about, you know, astrology and, you know, stuff like that. And I didn't want to do a topic that was going to make anyone feel uncomfortable or whatever. So that's why I already knew J Red was going to be cool with it. But that's why I reached out, you know, to you to make sure that it was something that you were okay talking about. You know, for me, like I said, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm spiritual. I'm very, very spiritual. I really only celebrate holidays because of my kids. If it wasn't for my little kids, I wouldn't. Um, I think for me with, astrology, I pay attention to it a lot. Like I kind of determine, how I deal with certain people based on astrology. I do
Oh,
tarot on
really?
myself. Yeah,
Really?
I
I
do
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 too.
tarot.
Like that's
I
why I
do
told you,
tarot on
Rashonda, when I'm
myself, but I
dating
don't do it on
somebody,
other people. Right.
that'd be my first question. What's your sign? Because now I need to go see what I'm getting myself into.
Hmm.
For real.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do believe, like Jay Red was saying, I do believe that you can, use astrology and still be, a Christian. I do feel like you can because not everybody's like out here psycho, like burning chicken feet and stuff or whatever the people be doing when they do stuff
But
like
the
that.
thing about that
So,
is when you are into the church Christian and Islam, we're taught because I have both religions in
right,
my family. That's taught. We're taught that that's witchcraft.
Right. And I've heard that
right.
too. And I heard that
Yeah.
too. And that's
So
why I be
I don't dab in that.
confused.
But to each his own, though. I
But
personally,
yeah,
I'm
that's
intrigued
why I
by it.
be
I wouldn't.
confused. Cause I'm like, I believe in God and stuff, and I don't want him feeling like I'm, going against his word because I'm into astrology. I don't
Right.
use it like I don't know. I just be asking him
I
to
think it's to
forgive
each his
me and
own,
just let
though.
me
I
have an
think it's to
open
each his
mind.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I think with something like that, you just have to have an open mind. Like I'm an open-minded person for the most part, depending on what it
Right.
is, because I am very opinionated about certain stuff.
Right.
But I never try to tell someone, oh, well, what you believe or what you feel is wrong. I don't feel like that's my place. Oh, and
Mm-hmm.
Mama Jones says, I feel your life was planned out before you. Let me tell you something, Mama Jones. Do you know that y'all are going to think I'm very weird? I've never told anybody this except Florence, but I'm going to tell y'all anyway, okay? So I've always had a vision that I was like reliving my life. When like you watch a movie and in the beginning of the movie, like the person's like old and they're telling their story to someone else and it
Right.
replays back in their head. That's how I feel like my life is. Like I'm just reliving, like I'm telling it to somebody else, but I'm reliving it as it's going on.
Well,
And I
that's deep.
always
Well,
look at it. Oh, go ahead, Rashonda. Go ahead.
okay. In Islam faith, we're taught that your soul into your body at 4 months in conception of when your mother's in your womb. So what Mama Jones said is absolutely true. That's true.
Yeah,
It's
and I feel
already
like
in.
when you pass away, you are reborn into another soul in another body. Like I tell my mama all the time, I can't wait for my next life. I want to redo. I want to redo. I want to redo. I'm gonna live it. I'm gonna live it up. I'm gonna do right by my next life. Cause this
But you
life,
might not
I
remember
made
this
wrong
life
choices.
though.
Huh?
But you might not remember this life. Let's go to the comments real quick, and I'm going to tell you. So Pilot Pete says that's how he feels too. He lives alone and hadn't had a Christmas tree for 15 years. It doesn't mean anything to me, but I love the giving season big time. Love the food too. Right, I'm the same way, and I feel like for me, it's like a pagan holiday, like the events that go along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I only do Christmas gifts because I have little kids. If it was just Jeremiah, I throw him some money, get out my face. Like I'm being honest. Like I'm just not really into it like that. But I do it for my kids because they don't even. But also too, I feel like children don't know the true meaning of these holidays that we celebrate, and they just feel like, okay, well, I'm getting gifts because it's Christmas, but they don't truly understand why.
Right.
So that's my little take on the
Same
whole
thing with
holiday thing.
Easter. They don't understand what Easter is. They just think
Right.
they just know it's candy and a
Exactly. And I'll
bunny
be excited
rabbit.
about the candy too now. I'll be excited.
Well, my mama made us wait till the next day when it went on
That's
sale.
when it candy on sale.
She
Exactly.
always made us wait till the next day.
So back to what we were saying, how you was like, oh, you can't wait to redo it. But have you ever seen those shows that are like that where the people feel like they're reincarnated? But suppose you don't remember this life. So
I
you
don't
have
want to.
nothing to compare the new life to.
I don't even want to remember it. I'm
Oh wow,
just looking
that's deep.
forward to something new. I'm
That's
just
deep.
looking forward to
Okay.
something new.
Okay.
Never know. I could turn out to be something completely different in my next life. Like I could be freaking Malaysian or something. You never know. Never know.
Yeah, that's true. That's because you never know what's gonna happen. But I do feel like your life is predetermined. You know, from conception or before you were even actually born, I do feel like things are just kind of planned out. But that was just my little take on how I've always felt, and that was even from a very young child. I kind of remember feeling that way, like as if I was retelling my story and just living through it all over again. Like I don't know why the hell I'd have to relive through this again. Like who wants to do this twice? You know, I don't want to do
this. me personally, I love my life, good, the bad, the ugly, because life is a gift.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
and every day is a gift.
And when you think about things, you may think you had hard times, you've been through this, but there's always somebody out there that has it
worse than you, right?
So you can't complain about. Well, you can because that's your prerogative, but you can't complain about the things that you have gone through or you felt like you shouldn't have gone through because your life was just for you.
Yeah, I just be wanting to redo here. I'm the youngest one on the group on the panel, right? But I still feel like it's going by too fast. I need a redo. I'm not ready. And my mom's getting older. I'm just not ready for that circle of life. Like I'm not. I don't want it to ever end. I was just telling my mom the other day, why can't we live to be like 5,000 years old? Like I don't want it to end, but I know it's going to end. So I'm looking forward to redoing life all over again.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, like for me, my mom passed away while I was pregnant with Tiny, my youngest. And it was very unexpected, very, very unexpected when my mom passed away. And it didn't hit me until after I had her. And I went into a very, very deep depression, very deep.
Really?
And it was bad. And it does not, I'm going to be honest with you. And anybody who's lost a parent, I'm pretty sure can, relate to this. It doesn't get easier. Like how they say time heals all wounds. And as you go along, it gets easier to deal with. And maybe it's because of the way that I lost my mom. It gets harder. It does not get easier.
Oh, I know it's going to get harder for me because I'm a big baby already.
Now, see, for me, when I lost my mom, I was only 21 years old.
Oh, man, I don't know what I would have did.
I already had my 2 babies, and then I had my brother and my sister. So I was forced to become a mom.
You're right.
Kids, right? You know what I'm saying? So for me, my mom's death, as time went on, it got easier for me because I was forced to become the adult, responsibilities for the kids before I was ready to. So in a way, you never forget the person that was here. But I feel like you go through this life and do things that's pleasing to them. If that makes sense. But for me, I had the good, the bad, whatever. Y'all know my journey for sickness and all of that.
Right.
Everybody go through this journey. There's always somebody out there doing worse than y'all. So
I think my mom be like, out of me and my brother, she'll be worried about me the most when she passed away. Like she knows she good. She know my brother gonna be good, but she know like me, I'm the baby and I'm a big ass crybaby myself. So she just know it's gonna be so hard for me. But child, my brother.
But I understand your mom though, because that's how I am about my daughter. I know my son is gonna be okay without a doubt, but my daughter, I worry about that all the time.
Yep, that's how my mom is. She be worried about me because she know I'm not. I just don't know what I would do. Now my brother, on the other hand, he is the type of person that's like very like it's life. It is what it is. Mom's gonna make her choices. The choices that she make, if that's gonna endanger her health, if she want to die, let her do it. And I'm like, what? That's how.
See, that's how Jeremiah would be. That's how Jeremiah.
That's how Mama you talk about. Like it's her life. We can't control it. And I'm like, well, we can influence her and encourage her to do the right thing. And I don't have no help. It'd be me by myself.
But you know what though? Sometimes with guys, it's different for how it is with us. I know you and your mom are very close. My mom and I were not close at all. I wasn't raised by my mom, and I went months, maybe not years like consecutively, but maybe like almost close to a year at a time without seeing my mom, hearing from my mom, knowing where she was at or whatever. So I think my relationship with my mom was a little bit different. Out of all of my siblings, I was the one that everyone thought would be like, oh, whatever. And I thought that too. Because I was like, oh,
Yeah.
if something ever happened to one of my parents, I'd be good. You know, my grandma raised me. I don't have that connection with them. Da da da. Baby, when my mama died, whew,
Lost it.
I lost. Like when I tell you, I felt like I was punched in the stomach and I lost all the breath inside of me. Like that was the hardest thing that I had to deal with.
Girl.
And for me,
we need to change the topic because I'm getting sad.
It's hard, but you know, don't even think about it. Shoot, I wasn't thinking about nothing happening to my mom with her crazy self.
When I
But listen, y'all, one thing I want to say is we have to remember that everybody's promised death.
I know.
So you gotta make the best of good times with your family, your friends, whoever you choose as a loved one. We all just passing through here.
I know.
One thing you cannot escape is
want
death.
us to all live forever, man. I swear.
We're on borrowed time. We are on borrowed time. And that's why it's so important to enjoy every day and be thankful for everything that you have. Because at any point, you know, it can be taken away like that. What happened?
I just got in trouble, y'all.
I see.
I just got in trouble.
Mama Joe is funny.
My mama don't
but seriously, like J-Ray, I understand, like you say, you want a do-over for your life. You can't wait for this life to be over, whatever. But you can. You still young. You still young.
I'm not saying I can't wait for it to be over. I don't never want it to end, but I know it's going to, so I look forward to a redo.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me ask you guys something. So what do you guys think about manifestation? You know how a lot of people, you know, it seems to be very common nowadays where everyone is manifesting. Oh, I'm manifesting this for myself and I'm speaking it into existence. Like, how do you guys feel about that? And in the chat, if you guys want to chime in, you definitely can, because that's what we're here for.
I always speak things over my life. I always speak things over my life because I was taught there's power in the tongue.
And you know what I believe too? A lot of things, and you're right about that, and a lot of things that we think, especially when it's negative, then it starts happening, and then you're like, oh, I never have any good luck. Well, you just sat here for 3 weeks and said, oh, such and such and such is going to happen to me. And then when it happens, so I think that your words, just like you said, are very, very powerful. I do, even with, you know, little kids, I feel like you have to speak life into them. You know, it's okay. And I feel like it's good to manifest. Now, I did read the other day where someone said that when you're manifesting, you know, there's certain things you want to manifest for yourself, you know, your life or, you know, whatever, that you don't share those manifestations with others.
It depends on who they are.
I don't know. I'm new into this manifesting thing. Like, I'm new to it. I don't know much about it. I've always heard people talk about it and stuff. And I just never really, I used to brush it off. Like, no, it's God. What God has for you is for you. So whether I manifest it or not, it's His say so. So like, I'm trying to get into it and understand it more because, like you guys say, the tongue is powerful.
Yes, because you gotta remember, we always pray for things, but do we put the work in for it, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So, you know, and that goes along with that. It coincides with that. Like, I can say, you know, Lord, I hope that, you know, I get this new house that I've been working for, or what have you, right? I'm speaking that over my life, but then I gotta. And as I'm speaking,
you still have to do certain things to get to that step. It's not going to just happen. And I think that's what a lot of people, I think a lot of people, they, you know, manifest, oh, I want such and such, or such and such going to happen to me. And yeah, some things you say it enough and it happens, you know what I'm saying? But on the back end, you still have to be putting the work in. It's more than just saying it. You have to actually execute it as well. So I think, I don't know, I think that makes a big difference. Now, there's some people that, you know, like to say that they're like the manifestation guru or whatever. And to me, I feel like it does also, like you said, you have to put the work in. You can't just say, oh, well, I want to do this or I want to have this and then think that it's just going to fall into your lap. Hey, Lily.
Welcome in, everyone. We happy that y'all are here. That's just not, for me personally, like, I like speaking things over my life. I believe when you
Yeah.
speak things over your life and you believe it and you pray for it, it happens. But not when you want it to happen. It happened in
Right,
perfect
and that
time.
be my problem. I want everything like that.
But
That be
that's
Me
my
not
problem.
too.
I don't have patience at
I
all.
don't be wanting to wait. I'll be like, no, I want this now.
patience is
I
I
a
don't
want it
have
virtue.
now.
no patience.
Patience is a
Right. Like,
virtue because look, you could pray for something, you could want it to happen right then and there, but maybe it's not your time. Maybe you're not ready for that prayer that
exactly.
you
Right.
prayed for.
Because
Right.
sometimes you can pray for something and manifest on something or whatever, and you get it and you're not ready for it, and then
You're not
you
ready
F
for
it
it.
up.
That's
You
Right.
mess
crazy
it
you
up.
said that because Pastor said that like a few Sundays ago. And
Oh, really?
I think I posted it on my story too, and it was like God holding back. He not denying you, he just stalling you because you're not
Right,
gonna know
because
what
you're
to
not
do when
ready
you
for
get
it.
it.
Right, right.
Just
And
You're
when
not
because
you
you
get
ready
think
it,
you're
for it. You
you're
ready
don't
gonna
for
know
it,
how
leave
you're gonna
God in
handle
the
it.
back. You're gonna forget about God now that you got what you wanted. So he gonna put a hold on you until he feel like you ready. You're not gonna leave him behind.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And Lily said in the comments, God is over everything, no matter if you're a spiritualist or a Christian. However, if you have faith,
absolutely.
all things are possible. That is so,
Absolutely.
so true.
That's true.
And also, I do feel like when you think negatively, like if you're somebody who's always so negative, you're going to
Mhm.
continuously have negative stuff happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, do you
Exactly.
know
Absolutely.
somebody
I
that has
agree.
like a chip on their foot, on their shoulder, and they got a nasty attitude all the time, and then this happens, and that happens, and then that happens, and they're like, "Oh, well, how come I'm going through this? How am I well, because you over here,
Being
you
the
know,
Grinch.
right." I
All
do
that
feel that
negative
because
energy.
I was that person. Like in my 20s, I was such a negative. Like I was just so negative. I hated everybody except for Jeremiah. Like I was horrible.
You
Okay,
hated
I
everybody
was.
except Jeremiah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
I
even
went through
hated the person I was
stages.
with at the time.
Yeah, I went through stages like that where I
You know,
especially like towards men, it'd be so hard to even, the way men are nowadays, it'd be hard to have a good relationship with a man now anyways. But since my
all
last
right.
breakup, I've just been so bitter and mean to all men. I don't care
I never
what your
experienced
intentions
that.
is. I don't care what your intentions is. Get out my face. You just mean
I
to them all
never,
the time.
and I feel like I've been through some things in my life. I've never been bitter. I never had
That's good
hatred
though.
towards people
Yep,
because
I
I feel
sure
like
was. I was a bitter
everybody
nasty
journeys
person.
for them. And you're gonna have your
That's
good
really
seasons. You're gonna have your bad seasons. It's called life, you guys.
Yeah.
It's called
yeah,
life.
that's true. That's true. Because I was horrible.
Yeah, me too.
You could blink at me too loud, and I was on go. Like I was, like attitude was bad, bad,
Yeah,
bad.
I used
Like,
to walk around with like a mean unit on my face just so people wouldn't talk to me.
and then
Just
they still talk to
and they
you,
still talk to you. Like,
and you're
Y'all
like,
was
"Why would you
terrible.
talk to
I don't want to be
me?"
approached.
Y'all was terrible.
I mean, and everybody, and what's crazy is that everybody in my family is like, you are so mean. You are so mean. Why are you so mean? I'm like, I'm not mean. You're just stupid. Like, get out of my face. Like, I was one of those. I mean, and I was like that for a very long time from like when I was a teenager until maybe my late 20s.
Yeah.
But
And I
y'all
was like
do
that for a very
realize
long
that
time.
nothing on this earth can make you happy. Happiness comes from within. You know,
Within.
sometimes we look for
Right.
people to make us happy or to make our day go well. We are only here to enhance it. That's it. I
Right.
Man,
can't
I
make
wish I
Jay
could be
happy.
so peaceful with life like that, Rashonda. I really do. I be over here battling myself. Whew.
Really?
I
you
do.
gotta.
I be over here battling myself. What? It's
And the
because I
only thing,
suffer from depression and anxiety. So I be over here. One day I be on go. I be ready to tackle the gym, tackle working out, tackling my diet, and the next day, all of this, I ain't doing none of this. I'm finna stay in my room all, and I'll do. I be
but you
battling
That's
know what you
me.
myself
gotta
over
do,
this.
Jay Red. You gotta do like self reflection, right? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, "What is it today that I can change to make today better?" And you start doing that like every day, because I don't care how many people you surround yourself with, they can't make you happy if you're not happy with yourself. It's
Right.
impossible.
Right.
Right.
It's impossible.
And I've been learning that. The older I get, I've been learning that. Because when I was young and reckless, I just emotions all over the place. But I'm learning as the older I get. I am
Yeah,
learning. I am.
you too
And
good.
We and
when
you
we
know
talked
we
about the
learn.
domestic abuse topic, that like I've been through a lot. So
Right.
like I'm learning, and I feel like I'm
But
getting better.
also too, you know, it's really good that you're able to, and we're gonna go to the chat really quick too. But it's really good that you're able to talk about that because a lot of people
Exactly.
can't. Because I'm with me, I know this may sound weird, like, oh, why do you do YouTube? But I'm a very, very private person. Very private. I can be going through something and nobody will know. Like I'm just very, very private. I don't like people in my business because I trust no one.
Right.
I
That's
trust
bad.
no
But
one.
you know what, Katrina, but then that's bad. I understand that you can't go around trusting everybody, you know, because everybody, you don't know
Right.
what people's motives are. But if you walk around life and not trusting nobody, I mean, that gotta be miserable. You don't think?
No. Shoot,
Why?
I don't feel like I'm miserable. I don't trust anybody. And people ask all the time, they're like, so you don't trust your husband? Hell no. No, I don't. No.
Katrina, you is crazy.
No,
But no,
I trust you to do I trust him to do exactly what he gonna do.
Right.
I don't
for
trust
me,
who. I don't even trust Jeremiah, and that's my son.
oh no, see for me, I feel like trust is earned, not given.
Nobody. And
I
for
feel
me,
like I wouldn't want to live my life not trusting nobody.
I
Right.
Everybody needs
into too many
everybody needs somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you just don't freely give that trust away. It's earned. Yeah. So then you got to ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with that you can't trust anybody? Now you got to do evaluation of your life. If I can't trust this person, that person, then something is going on. Something is not right here.
That's true. That's very, very true. So basically, you're saying I should get rid of Lawrence, right?
No, I did not say that.
Because I was
you got to believe in yourself to know that you will make the best decisions for you, right?
Right.
And so when you start making decisions and it calls you to not trust this person, that person, and that, then you got to do a self-evaluation. Why is it that I can't trust anybody around me?
Right. We got some comments, Trina, if you want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna read them. So I see where Cassandra said happiness vibes from within, like Rashonda said. Yeah, that's very true. When you're happy within yourself, it radiates off of you into the atmosphere. So that is very, very true. And then Lily says we all have a story to tell. Life happens for real. We live and we learn. Wisdom comes with maturity and situations.
That's right.
And I have definitely learned that within the past few years. You know, you have to be real with yourself. And you do sometimes when something bad happens, you know, you do have to learn from that and realize the mistake that you may have made for that to take place. And just know, okay, I can't make that mistake again. So that is very, very true.
And that goes back to like Miss
I'm sorry, wait, just to touch on what Cassandra said with childhood trauma, that childhood trauma has put me through so many tribulations as I'm maturing. So I agree with her on that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I also wanted to say, she said, Mrs. Lily said, my spirit leads me always. If I can't trust you, it's a reason, and I don't doubt it. And that's kind of true. I agree with that.
That's like that intuition type thing we
got.
That
intuition type, yeah. You just got to be careful who you let into your space, I believe.
Yeah, you do have to be careful.
Yeah.
You do. You do have to be careful. And, you know, sometimes you get into your own head.
Overthink things.
You know, right. Sometimes you get into your own head with certain situations and certain, you know, things like that too. But, you know, a lot of times, even like how Cassandra said, you know, childhood trauma, it could, if you don't truly get over it, it can really affect you as an adult.
Yeah, I believe that.
You know, and
I feel like I need therapy. Like I still to this day would be okay with sitting down with a therapist. I never had a therapist to talk to through my childhood trauma. And
And
I
guess what,
still
J
go
Red?
into it. I'm
It's
open
never
to
too
it.
late.
It's not too late.
It's
If
not
that's
too
what
late.
you feel like you need, it's not too late to do that. Now I was in therapy as a teenager for depression, anxiety at a very young age, and I manipulated the whole system. Like I just manipulated the
What?
whole system. I would go in and I would tell her what she wanted to hear. Like, what you
Right.
want me to do? Like, I
But you
guess
know
my
what?
grandma's gonna get
We
her
was
money's
taught
worth.
that growing up that you don't go. What happens in your house, stay in your house. That's what we was taught growing
That's true.
up.
I was
You
taught
don't
that
go
too.
telling your business that's going on in the house to nobody. So I kept a lot of
Right.
that shit or stuff, bothering in because my mama taught us that what happens in this house stays in the house.
I was
So
taught
Yeah.
that too.
that's why I never
Honestly,
opened up
I
to
don't
no
even
therapist or
remember.
nothing.
Now, I do know a lot of people say that what happens in the house stays in the house, but I don't think my grandmother ever really said that to me. I was just a weird ass teenager. Like, I was just like, if I could manipulate the system, I was going to manipulate the system. And that's basically what it was. I'm going to be honest with you. She wanted me to go to therapy. I didn't want to go, but I got to leave school early to go to therapy. So we go milk it. Like,
and we need to get that check. So you gonna go
and
in
I
there, you
ain't
gonna
even,
tell them people
and I
what
ain't even getting no tent.
Oh.
I wish I did.
No, because Luca last appointment, they cut his benefits off because he turned 18. So Luca was like, but I went in there and played dumb. I guess I didn't play dumb enough. They cut his ass off. They cut him off.
Yeah, I mean, and this was just like a regular, like psychiatrist or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't, like to get like any sort of benefits or anything like that. But I remember going and it was like, oh, I get to leave school early one day out of the week and I don't have to come back to school and she gonna take me to lunch. Okay. Like we going. So we doing therapy, right?
Oh my God, Katrina.
That's how I was as a man. When I was something else. But I do oh, she'll be back. Okay. Now, I do, like Cassandra said, therapy helps. I am an advocate for therapy. I believe in therapy. It's very taboo in the Black community to seek therapy. I think now it's becoming a little bit more, lenient towards it or whatever. But I do feel like therapy is very important because, if you dealt with certain things, sometimes you can't talk to the people that went through it with you.
That's true.
Like I know even like with my parents or like even with my dad, he sees our situation completely different from how I see it, so I can't talk to him about how I feel about him or the things that I went through as a result of decisions that he made because he don't see nothing wrong with what he did,
Right.
So,
Right.
Sometimes you need that person that does not know you to give you some insight. But I do think, J-Red, I do think that it's very good that you are very vocal about the things that you went through.
Absolutely.
Because it does make a difference. Because like somebody like me, I don't discuss nothing.
Yeah,
like I've had friends tell me like, they're like, on your YouTube channel, you need to get more personal. I'm like, I'm telling people my business. Like, what you talking about? Like, I ain't doing all that for a review. And I guess I have to get out of my head and stop thinking about it that way because you never know something that you went through may be able to help someone else.
Honestly, for me, when I talk about things that I've been through, it gives me a sense of relief.
Right.
It does. It gives me a sense of relief and comfort. And then it's like, okay, I got an open ear. I can express what I've been through. And talking about it feels better. It gives a relief. When I don't talk about stuff, I start getting into my head and it pushes me into a deeper depression. So I have to talk about things. If not, I will literally be sad all the time.
Yeah.
So by me talking about what I've been through,
it does help you.
Me. Yeah, it helps.
And you don't want to be like me, walking around with all this crap in your mind, and you're just a freaking nut job.
Like,
so
not only that,
talk to strangers.
And not only that, J. Ray, it might be a younger person, that's looking at you, listening to you, and your words could be helping them.
Right.
You never know who's out there going through the same thing that you have experienced.
Right.
You just never know.
That's true. And I see Cassandra said it's easier to talk to a stranger. That is very true because they don't know you to base anything off of and they can't really take sides. They can't really
They
judge
can't
you because
judge
they
you.
don't know the situation.
They
And
can't
that
judge
does
you.
make a big difference. So
Mhm.
I'm an advocate for therapy. I'm very, very, very big on therapy. I think that it can be very beneficial because what's the point of walking around here mad at the world over something that happened 20 something, 30 something years ago?
Mhm.
Right.
You
I feel
know?
And then
like
we
I need
also
it.
have to. Go ahead, J-Bed. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I feel like I need it to get me to fully. I want to say fully mature, fully get over what I went through, and just open up like a new life, a new light on life for me. Because I do dwell on like what I've been through and stuff, and I know it made me a stronger person or whatever. But I just feel like I will fully develop to a grown woman once I go through therapy. I need to. I was telling my mama this in my 20s. Take me to a therapist. Y'all been telling me I'm not crazy. I keep telling y'all I'm crazy. Like I've been
And
telling
guess
my
what? And
mom,
you know what,
it
J-Bed,
don't
and
have
it's
nothing to do with
okay.
being crazy. That was just the choice of word I had used
I
at the
know.
time.
I know.
But I've
Right.
told my mom plenty of times I need to go talk to somebody. And my mom kind of was like, "No, you're fine. Like, you're fine. You're good. We're not doing that."
But
So
see, this is
like,
the thing.
I don't know why she ain't
Somebody
never want me to
else,
go through it.
somebody else can't tell you that you're fine. Only you
Right.
know if you feel fine or not. And that's just that. If we're in our 20s, a teenager, the age that we're at now, only you can, determine if you're fine. And that's the truth. I mean, for me, would I go to therapy? Yeah, I would. But I would probably manipulate the system again. So it would probably make no sense for me to go and I'd be wasting my money. I tend to kind of, when stuff happens, I just like let it go. I move on, whatever. I'm very quick at cutting people off though. Like
Yeah.
once you do, oh, I'm never talking to you again. That's it. And it's bad to be that way, but that's the way I deal with things.
Yeah,
And I think that,
I'm not like that. I give people too many chances.
oh yeah, see, I don't
I
give
be giving people too
chances.
many. Now listen, the older I get, it's been I've been kind of weaning off of that, not giving people chances like I used to. But I don't want to be this person that people can walk all over, and I feel
Yeah,
like
and
I was that person before.
and that's why I don't give people chances. You get one chance, and once that one chance is up, that's it. We're done. We're never talking again. Delete my number. Don't call me. I don't
Now that's not
apologize because I
me.
mean what I say, and
Yeah,
I
that's
say what
not
I
me. I
mean.
can't do
That's not me.
that,
It
So,
especially if
depends
I
on.
loved and cared
It
about you.
depends
I'm gonna try to
on.
make it work.
It depends on the act and what was done. I believe in
right,
forgiveness. We all make mistakes in life. We want to be forgiven from our sins. Talking about our brother. So why you can't forgive the next person? I do believe it depends on what that person did. Because guess what? You're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for you. So you
right.
can
And I've
have
had so many people say that to
that
me.
peace of mind. It's nothing like a peace of mind, I'm telling you. Because if you walk around and you carry things in your mind that people has done for you,
But
that's
I don't carry it because once I'm done talking to them, once I'm not their friend no more, I don't think about them no more. So I don't think about what they did.
I know.
Right.
I
I
don't
agree.
know.
I'm a forgiving person. It depends on. I know how to forgive you and be cordial. You know,
Right.
far as cutting
And that's
people
a big
off, I
skill.
don't really believe in that. It depends on, like I said, the act and what they have done.
Yeah.
Because I believe
Right.
you forgive people not for them, but for you, so you can have that peace of mind. It's nothing like a peace of mind. I'm telling you, it's nothing like a peace of mind, you guys.
So do you feel like if you don't forgive someone that you don't have a peace of mind?
I feel like it depends on who it is. If you're somebody that I love and we have built a bond together, it could be family, friend, or somebody.
Hmm.
I have to forgive them for me so I can have a peace of mind. Now, if it's a stranger, of course it's not going to bother me because I really don't know them in that way, if that makes sense.
Right.
But if it's people
Right.
that you have grown to love, care about, you created bonds, you have to forgive them for you. Because you're going to think about it, it's going to ponder in your brain.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah,
we're
that's
I
human.
wish
true.
you could tell my never
We're
mind.
human. We're human.
You
It's
should
just
You
tell
know, for
somebody
me,
that for me, because I had somebody completely cut me off, like completely cut me off, and I feel like I'm not that bad of a person for that person to just completely cut me off like that, especially we've been friends 20-some years.
Right.
So that person need to be on here watching you and listen to you, Rashonda. Cause you should.
Well, I must be a horrible person because I'm be honest with y'all. About 3-4 months ago, I actually stopped talking to my best friend from 9th grade. Wow. And I don't even think about her. She made one comment to me and I was like, oh, we're done.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Me and my best friend be at each other's necks all the time. And me and her just was on the phone the other day for hours. And she was like, I never unfriend people on Facebook, but I unfriended you because you came to Tampa and you ain't come see me. I was like, girl, you don't stop playing with me. We still friends just because I didn't come and see you. I popped up in Tampa to surprise Soraya. Nobody knew I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
you know, everybody deal with that situations differently. For me, I like a peace of mind. I like to
and that's the thing. I be having a peace of mind after I'm done with you. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like,
that's what I said, to each his own. For me, I believe
you see what my mama said
right
in the comments. My mom
I can move forward.
Certain things I can't forget and forgive. That's why I said to each his own.
And I wouldn't. I know what situation my mama talking about, and I won't forget that bastard either. And I'm just leaving it at that.
And I also say it depends on the act.
Right. We're going to leave it at that. Right. We're not forgiving him. But my mom also said in the comments that if she would have found a way back then in my childhood, she probably would have needed the counseling too, and we would have went through it together.
Oh,
because my mom was learning like when she became a parent to us, she was going through her own learning phases and stuff and learning how to be a parent and stuff. So like I had to have an adult conversation with her to find out like why certain things didn't happen when I was younger. And my mom just honestly didn't know. And I couldn't do nothing but respect her for that. She just didn't know. She was learning.
Trying to find a way. Because we as parents, we're not giving a manual book how to be a parent. Right. And sometimes we do things that we feel like is best for our children, but sometimes it's really not. Right. We do the best that we could as mothers.
She just didn't know.
Yeah, we do
all my mama knew was to hustle and grind and make sure we had a roof over our head and make sure we was fed and clothed. Everything else she didn't have time for.
Right.
She really didn't.
So I'm happy we having a discussion, ladies, because maybe we might be helping somebody out there that might need encouragement that's going through certain things and
and I know we kind of
change somebody's life.
Yeah.
Yo, what you've been through, it's going to change somebody's life, J-Red. I'm telling you. You
I
may feel like
that's what I'm here to do.
It is.
I'm here to share my.
Because I sit back, I listen, I observe, and I'll be listening to you. I hear you. I want you to know that I hear you.
I appreciate you.
That's what's important.
So
because I could never do what you do, and I'm just being honest. I'm not a vulnerable person. I don't put like I can't put myself in a vulnerable situation. like I can't. Like even when Jeremiah
and I feel like I've always been vulnerable. I've always been okay with, like I said, talking to people about what I'm going through. That was like my way out. Because I couldn't talk to nobody at home what I was going through. I had to talk to somebody else. You know, that was like my way
it's
out.
Therapy. It's a therapy.
Right. It was kind of like therapy. And then like getting on here and trying to be as transparent as possible with everybody. It's just something I'm okay with because I like to talk.
Right.
I like to talk. I like to get it out there. I like
because you know what?
I feel better once I let it all out.
Right. You know what's crazy? The other day.
Guess what? Excuse me, Katrina. You can only be you, baby. You can only be you. You be the best version of yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Like I was gonna say, you know, with Jeremiah, like he told me the other day, because I think Mariah was crying about something and I was like hugging her or whatever. And he was like, oh, when I was little, you was never like that with me. You was never like that with me. You didn't even let me cry. And you know, I kind of had to explain to him how you were saying, Rashonda, how, you know, sometimes as parents, we do certain things thinking that we're doing the right thing for our kid. And in some cases, it can be hindering them or hurting them in the long run. And, oh, Kit Kat. And, you know, when I had Jeremiah, I was 19. I was a single mom. And I was like, oh, you're not going to be no crybaby little boy, you know, whatever. So anytime he would cry, like, boys don't cry, boys don't cry. And I like embedded that in his head. Now he shows zero emotion. So when he sees the little kids so emotional and then me consoling him, he's like, you wasn't like that with me. You know, like I get so I confuse him. But I'm the same way that Jeremiah is. I'm not an emotional person. I don't get vulnerable. Like I could never come on camera and be like, oh, this is what happened to me and blah, blah, blah. I could never do that. Like I was always in my mind, you know, I felt like, you know, people that cry a lot and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's a sign of weakness. Like, why would you do that? You know, but everybody's different, you know, but as you grow, when you get older, you learn, well, just because I deal with things a certain way doesn't mean that someone else is going to deal with things a certain way.
And that just goes to show we're both Sagittarius and we both
and completely
differently. Completely differently. Yeah, but my mom says that we're a breath of fresh air and that she loves
thank
us.
you. We love you too, Mama Joan. Zuri, what are you doing? Now this girl's trying, my kid's trying to escape.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you know, it's about that time.
Yeah.
They're like, Mom, it's been an hour.
Listen, they do the timer. They do the timer on the tablet.
Yeah,
but
like,
guys, like I said, right? Like I was very, where I was like, oh, I don't know if we should talk about this or whatever. But yes, tiny girl, what is all that on your face? You got crumbs all over your face.
They're like, it's our time now.
So I'm glad that we talked about this. I'm glad that we did it because it didn't get creepy, which I didn't want it to be. You know, I hope that, you know, you guys that joined us, we appreciate you guys so much. If you're not following all of us on social media, Rashonda, your thing is different on Facebook, but you definitely subscribe to all of our channels. Don't forget to, you know, like our videos, leave us a comment. And we are back on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunshine to Sunset with Rashonda. And then on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are on Sagittariusly J Red. We will all have different topics to discuss. If you guys ever have any topics that you would like for us to discuss, please let us know. Reach out to one of us on social media, email. You can find, I'm going to start, you know what I'm going to do? We have to make like a little template and like post it in our descriptions of our things with all of our stuff too. And Cassandra, I did get an email from you with a topic. I'm going to watch that video tonight. Cassandra emailed me a topic of something that we should discuss. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the video that she sent me and I'm going to share it over with you guys. But guys, we appreciate you all so much. Thank you for joining us. This is something that I'm so excited to see my little vision come to life.
I love it. I'm having fun.
And I just want to say before we end this, I just want to say before we end this that this is Katrina's baby. She's been talking about this for months, and me and J Red just trying to bring it to fruition because that's our sister. You know, and I think we going somewhere with this, you guys.
I think so too.
I'm happy to be a part of it. I'm honored.
Yes. So thank you guys. Yes, I love all your guys' feedback. I love you guys been showing out. You guys been interacting. We love it. Just stay tuned for more. We're not going nowhere. We going up.
Right.
That's the only place we going is up.
Yes, guys. All right. Thank you guys so much. We will see you on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you.
Bye.
Happy Saturday. Bye.
Bye, guys.